first thing, we have an addition to the agenda items. It's Plain County Heritage Foundation. So let's put that in there. And then it's approved the minutes of June 14th. Everybody have a chance to review those?
Make a motion to approve the June 14th, 2021 minutes.
I'll second it. Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Yes. Painting, exterior library. Liz, come on up.
All right. I'm here on behalf of the library board. At our last meeting, I recommended to our library board that the exterior, I want to make sure it gets updated before it starts to look really ratty. And I've been there 6 years and I haven't seen, I know I discussed it with Kim a while back, a few years ago, about working on it, and what the library board kind of thought would be, we do have some money available if we can help fund it, but if the city could, whether we work together or you use city employees to get the job done, if we can kind of do a joint venture like that. So, you know, it's just making sure everything is looking good. I just don't want it to be the trashy one on the, you know, and it's not looking trashy by any means. I just want to make sure we keep it up. So, staining the lettering out front, and then the back door trim looks pretty sketchy. Probably needs some sanding.
I guess my question was, are you talking like the front and the back, or just the front, or what are you thinking? I didn't really look at it, so.
I guess mostly the front is my concern, just to make sure that we're keeping up with maintenance. The trim on the back door is pretty rough. I think that really needs to be addressed. So whatever the city employees and whatever you guys would like, because this is a city building, whatever you guys would like to take care of.
Larry?
What was the front? What was the problem with the front?
I just want to make sure we keep it stained and the lettering.
Lettering?
Just to make sure it's not going to look sketchy. And then the back door trim is really rough around the back door.
I guess we'll see how busy our employees are. I know they're working fine, but who knows?
Yep.
But yeah, I definitely think we can figure out something.
Yep. And then just, you know, I know our board was supportive of putting the money up for it, so.
Sure.
Just let our board know, so it's fun.
Mike volunteer his time.
And you can find me. But we were talking about doing some of that, and, you know, whoever has some time to do it, to try to get it done and cleaned up before fall hits.
So you want to coordinate that a little bit then? Or?
Yep, I'll keep working on that.
Okay.
All right, sounds good.
All right, I'm out of the office for a day. I'm out of the office for a day. I'm going over there.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Excellent.
You need the
Make sure
paintbrush?
we get it taken care of, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you
bet.
for your time on the library, so
Yeah.
appreciate that. Okay, we're gonna do the transfer of liquor license real quick. And that is Chelsea. You know more about it than I do.
Okay, their name is changing. There's a couple of other stores that are up for their liquor license renewal. So this has to be done in order for them to get the renewal for the other ones. But it's going from, they're changing their name, so it's really just going to be a transfer of ownership to Super Pumper Inc. instead of Super Pumper Licensing Inc. And there's a $100 fee for the transfer, which he has got in here, and all the extra documentation. The state just needs approval from everybody that they are now under Super Pumper Inc. for their licensing.
And we've had no issues with them at all, correct?
No, we have not.
move we approve the transfer of the license.
I'll second it.
Further discussion?
I assume their tax is up to date, property
Yes,
tax?
yes.
Okay.
Okay. Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, police contract. Come on up, guys. Safety in numbers. Very fun kid. Okay, so we have the new contract. New one is what, roughly $174,000. I know, Ray had said he was going to be here and then he backed out. He was concerned with speeding. And I think you had some figures to address on that.
Yeah, we did a speed survey over a 3-day period down there. But of course, we're in a patrol car and not sitting under a pine tree like Ray was, so.
Well, but he had a radar gun.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something, I wish he was here, just so I could ask him some of that. What kind of radar gun was it? Is it calibrated? Like, we have to go through a week long of training just to run the radars, because if you're clocking two vehicles, it'll ghost read them together, so it combines their speeds, like, where you get those higher 60, 70 mile an hour speeds, like, we have to do tuning forks on them, like, there's a whole laundry list for running radar instead of just finding something on the internet and pointing at, and like I was just telling Justin on the way over here, speeds are deceiving when you add curves and hills. I mean, you can think somebody's going 80 and you clock them and they're at 69 or 68, and that's even when you've been doing it for 15, 20 years.
What is the speed limit down there?
35 coming down the hill, and then it transitions into 25. And then this is another issue I would like to address with Mr. Hager, but Lieutenant Cromer, who lives right across the street from him, has put his patrol car out on the street to have the visibility there, and then Mr. Hager complains that it's there for over 72 hours on the street. So I don't know what, it's kind of one of them.
I've tried.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah.
So, I know with the increase, one thing, Mayor, I'd like to just address with this.
Sure.
Yeah, inflation, everything else, these are always a year behind. They're based off the base salary of patrol deputies, which right now we only have currently one deputy in the whole department that's at the base salary. Everybody else is way higher than that. Last year, one thing that the county did was gifted money back on the CARES dollars, which they didn't have to do, and you guys were refunded back $127,000 on your police contracts. It only actually cost $40,000.
That was nice.
And yeah, no, and it's helped us out with some of the transitions that we're mandated to do for the year. But I mean, yeah, and the rest of the contracted cities got that as well. So
Right.
What was it last year, do you remember?
167 roughly.
Yeah, 167,300 roughly. I guess, my biggest concern, well, first of all, I want to say, I think I really respect the department and all the deputies. I think you guys are, underpaid for what you do. I think all police officers are. My big thing is basically traffic violations and parking violations, I don't know how you handle parking as far as, the ordinance in town. I did talk with Ladd today a little bit. We were talking about something else that just kind of came up, and he said, basically, if you're not going to go out looking for stuff, and if we have an issue, we should call you, and then you'll deal with it. Is that?
So yeah, and that's kind of the stamp across the county. We're going to be reactive to parking and those kind of issues, and more proactive towards the narcotics and the other dangerous things that we see
Right.
going on in the county. So, for example, and this has happened down in Washburn, a resident just west of here, he's got a trailer on the street. We rotate deputies throughout the whole county. So for us to actually do a really thorough job on parking, we'd have to put a lot of time into every city, have somebody go around and chalk tires literally, for hours, then come back and check and see who moved, maybe find 3 violations or
Right.
say even 6 and write a $10 ticket. It's not, from what it was 15 years ago to now,
Right.
if you want to call it the industry, has changed so much, and that is a lack of our resources. One thing that we're always open to, though, is if a call comes in, hey, this guy's been parked for 3 days, and you can even see that, you know, the whatever is sitting there, they'll go down, they'll address it immediately, but it's not something we're going to proactively look for.
Right.
So, but if it's called in, we'll take care of it.
Right, and you know, I get that. It's just, you know, there's some habituals that, and they've been there all year, you know, and they've never moved. It's, you know, it's pretty obvious to me anyway, so. But, I mean, I get it. You know, we don't want to pick on people per se, but it's just kind of like habitual stuff,
Yeah.
so, but yeah, I get it. But we can call in.
And then another thing, we tried this with Garrison, because that was one of the things that came up continuously every year. You know, if you guys want to put a little bit of money aside and have a ordinance enforcement officer, you know, that goes around and does that. What they found out is it wasn't cost effective, and then we kind of got into, it was no control of ours, the city controlled it, but they wanted selective enforcement. Like, okay, well, these 3, yeah, but, you know, him over there is, you know,
Yeah.
and then the guy ended up quitting in 3 months,
Right.
so.
Right. Sure.
But,
Yeah.
Where did your increase come from last year's 167? What was the major increase because of the dollar increase from this year?
so some of it was cost of living that was given to the all county employees. I think that was 3.2% or somewhere around that. And like I said, it's always a year after the fact, you know, because like right now, the county's looking at maybe a 3.6. That might go into effect next year. Inflation on gas. This just covers the base salary of deputies. It doesn't do anything for the maintenance on the patrol cars, tires, you know, any of that.
So
Insurance.
the increase would have been just the increase for the hourly wage
Okay,
of the patrol officer.
so you're saying that the increase of $8,000 or whatever it was, difference between this year or this coming year and last year is $8,000 difference?
Would have been from last year's increase, yes.
Okay. So how do you account in, where do your vehicle maintenance and the rest of that stuff
The
fall?
county
into?
pays for that
The county pays for that entirely?
entirely.
Okay.
You can figure about 78 to almost 80% now of what you guys pay for the contract is offset by county tax
Okay.
dollars.
Okay, and then when you get new vehicles in, I see you got some new Expeditions in, that's also paid by the county?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you just lost a dog not too long ago, and the Legion footed the bill,
Yep.
trying to say to replace
Very
that dog.
generously, yep.
So, that wouldn't come out of the county then, that would come,
Well, so that was we had 2 of those incidents where it's a mishap, medical, the dog's just deteriorating, we gotta do something with them. So we do budget in for a canine budget every year, but it was one of those surprise things where we never budgeted for it. We got 1 dog we want to replace next year, so, you know, we'll do what we can with the tax dollars to increase it in our county budget, but it was a surprise thing that.
what is the cost of a dog and to have them trained and everything before you actually accept them, and how old is that dog usually when you get them?
So typically, we don't even go and purchase dogs. We usually find the ones in the pounds that have a very high drive. We get them for free. I'm a trainer through Midwest Canine. We do everything in-house. It happens right here. So there's no cost of training. We don't lose a deputy to another state for 3 weeks to get the training, and then cost of losing a deputy. So everything happens actually in-house. Justin Cromer's dog, for example, was a dog that we got in mind that they were getting ready to put it down, and the dog is just phenomenal. I mean, he's done a lot of good for the county. This dog in particular, we could not find anything. We searched the pounds. We went and tested 3 or 4 dogs just in the area. They didn't pass, if you will.
Okay.
We found this kennel down in Texas, and the guy seemed pretty reputable. And so just a green dog with 0 training, they're imported, $6,500. Nothing even attached to him. So we brought the dog back. We did all the training, certified him in a week, and got him up and running. But typically, yeah, we like to find well, one was even a runaway dog that was what, 3 months running in the county, we got him, he passed the test, and yeah, that was actually the dog. It was, yeah, James.
I have another question for you. How are we doing on speeding on 83 coming through Washburn in relationship to people really flying through there at times? Do you set up normal patrols out there to do?
Yeah, we're out there normally. I think the paintings that they did on the highway and the speeds that are up, I think that's helped a lot. I think the violations have went down. We haven't, knock on wood, we haven't had any major accidents running through town lately.
Okay.
Any other questions?
No, I'm satisfied. He did a really good job.
I just want to say too, though, you know, I mean, you said, you know, you have so much from the police contracts and then the rest the county covers, but I mean, every citizen pays county taxes too, so, you know, it's, so, yeah. It's, which is fine, you know. Yeah, like I said, I think you guys are doing a good job. We get a few complaints, mostly from one person. But as far as the ordinance, sorry to interrupt, as far as the ordinances, so if we have something specific, we need to call you, is that?
Yeah, just call up to the office, dispatch, there's somebody manning the desk 24/7, we have 24/7 coverage in the county, so, and that way, what I like about that is if there is something going on, you call them, it's a recorded phone call, it goes into a log right away, and then we have accountability for what we did, or if we didn't do it, and we slept up. If we have to fix something, it's better to do it that way than,
Right.
Richard's on vacation in the Black Hills and doesn't have signal for a week, and, you know, I called, and so, yeah.
Right. Okay.
Question for dogs running, do you want reported of all those? Only asking because I'm sick of people calling down here and telling us we don't do anything about dogs running wild.
Yeah, have them call our dispatch.
Okay.
And some people, I mean, I've heard some calls down here where I've been going home and, you know, won't call for Washburn, too far away, but yeah, and then by the time somebody gets in here, the dogs are already grabbed by their owner and put back in the yard, and
That's
like,
true.
That's what I was going to say about Mr. Hager. If he comes in here and complains to you guys, give him our dispatch number. He can call there, and then we'll take care of whatever the complaint is. If we don't know,
Right.
we can't be there. So.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
You know, really, where else do you get, you know, police coverage for this kind of dollars? Yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys once in a while go around and check doors around town for businesses or anything like that? Or, you know, the hall, or, you know, I was just wondering if you guys do that. I don't always understand the reports.
Yeah.
You know, they're a little vague with what they say in hours, and they say safety checks at the school, and then they're different times apart, but I don't really understand what they're really checking, or if there is a problem, or...
No, they do. They do patrols throughout the back alleys here and there, different times of night. So yeah, it is
We've
something.
got guys that walk me and check doors, but most of the time those won't go into a call for service unless they find the open door. Then
Okay.
they'll generate one that they found it, so...
So you still rattle doors down?
Yeah, most of those aren't even logged, so...
I was just curious, you know.
Or the old trick that Richard taught me is you put the spotlight on the businesses and you can see the deadbolts. Which saves the guy from walking a little bit, but... But no, I mean,
So you
they
just
do.
taught all the criminals to get these papers.
Yeah.
Well, then we know. But
Yeah. So, any other questions? I thank you guys for coming down. You know, we'll be signing this. So I guess we got 2 days, right?
Yeah.
yeah, no. And like I said, if you guys have any concerns along the way, just stop up at the office.
Yeah, I think it's just good to have you guys come in once in a while and talk to us, so.
Complaints go to Johnson, and
Cromer, Tom. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you.
Take care. So I'm going to make a motion that we accept the 2022 police contract.
I will second that.
Discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Where'd Dennis go? He's next.
He's gone.
Fence issue, Rusty Box. So, last, okay, what's that? November 11th, we said we would readdress his fence issue in June. He still has not changed his fence around. And looking into it further, he has until July 22nd to make his fence the proper way before we do anything about it. So, also with that, he has a building permit for another garage on his property, but that was conditional of him joining his lots together. And he has not filed the paperwork on that, so they are not joined together. So we're gonna need to suspend that permit until they actually get the proper paperwork done. So I would like to send a letter to the Boxes discussing both those issues with them and tell them they have till July 22nd for their fence, and then they cannot proceed with that garage until the proper paperwork is certified with the county. I'm going to motion that I do that.
I will second that.
Discussion on that? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. We'll try and get that drawn up tomorrow, Chelsea.
Okay.
Dennis is done. Fireworks ban. Today the county had a meeting whether to put a fireworks ban on or a burning ban, which included fireworks. They, their decision was to leave things as they are to go along with the fire index. Clayton, do you want to add anything on that? You were there.
It works.
Yeah, and basically, we put this on here because we knew there were meetings today, we didn't know what they were going to do. So, I mean, unless somebody has a problem with that, you know, and wants to motion we do something different, we could let it go, or...
Well, I guess I feel that we should go in line with what the county does, you know, going forward, period, you know.
Right.
That way it's, they're the ones that are looking at it a lot closer than we are.
Right.
You know, and if there's red flag conditions, burn ban, maybe no fireworks, then that's...
And that's pretty much,
Yep.
I think, what we have been doing. I know the people that sell fireworks, when it's up high, they put on Facebook and all this stuff about, you know, not blow off anything and stuff. So I think they've been pretty diligent about that. So,
And only call I got was so noisy in the middle of the night when they're going off on there. That was the only phone call that I have received about fireworks, so.
okay.
I will post our fireworks ordinance
Okay.
on Facebook, just so it's out there so people can see it too, and we don't have a bunch of complaints. Like, it's
Yeah.
out there, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Okay.
I'll post it.
Very good. Anything else?
They did have, my issue with the whole thing was enforcement. That was my thing. And I talked with JR, we had worked with today, and it is, fireworks is gonna be a low priority, so they're not gonna really have anybody trolling just looking for somebody fireworks. But if you see somebody that's shooting out fireworks, when if conditions deteriorate, and it becomes a ban type situation, get the name and they'll deal with it later.
Now, I have a question for you. Would you prefer people shooting off fireworks more towards town where everybody has an eye out, or having people run all over the county setting them off in the middle of nowhere?
In town.
Well, that's what I was wondering, you know, if, I would think it'd be more manageable.
Typically in town also you have short grass.
Yep.
People keep their lawns mowed, that's not gonna be the big issue. The fires that we've had historically in Washburn have been, down by the elevator, because it's tall grass, and kids go down there and they like to shoot at the strong, oh my God, they're reason. Or, up by a picture, with tall grass up in there. Just about every year when it got dry, we end up someplace up in there.
Yeah, so.
That's the taller grass, but yeah, the people that go out and shoot up shoots, it's like JR brought it up today, they have problems up in the north part of the county with everybody going out on the little prairie trails out in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Shoot out fireworks and you don't end up with a problem telling the people to hold the sky.
Right.
Exactly. But yeah, typically if you see somebody doing something wrong, write their name down and give it to the sheriff department and deal with it.
Okay. Anything else? Okay. Memorial Hall, resurfacing the floor.
We have a bid, and it was $3,500 from CNL, right?
D&E.
D&E. And then the school had said that if we turn in the bill, they'll pay $2,500 of the cost of the $35,000. So I would like to make a motion to approve resurfacing the gym and spend $1,000, and the school would pick up $2,500. Then if I'd like to know if they run into trouble along the way, so we know about it, you know, because there might be something they didn't see or something, so.
So no overruns without
Right,
authorization.
without authorization, yep.
So basically the contract's $3,500.
Right.
With them.
Yep.
Is that your motion?
That's my motion.
I'll second it.
I think that's a good deal.
Yeah, I do too. It's very generous.
Any other discussion? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Yes. Hey Dennis, we added you to the agenda. It was really late coming in, so we're gonna give you 5 minutes.
Oh, sure.
Because normally we wouldn't even put you on, but we'll give you 5 minutes. You're up?
Oh, I'm up now? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I was out of state, so I couldn't make it back, and I just dropped a little note off here on the agenda today, so I'll be brief. I was just gonna stop and see if, you know, if you got any bids on the courthouse yet or any of that kind of stuff, so.
Nothing's came in.
Not yet, okay. And, we really would like to work with you guys, as far as, you know, you have a great idea of, using, you know, the property to do the things that you want to do. And, it'd be great if we could work together somehow or another. And, I don't know, do you have any plans for the, maybe acquiring the property next door, as far as making that part of your,
No, we don't.
you don't, so that won't be you as town?
That's private property.
Yeah, I know it's private property, but I mean, do you have plans to acquire it or anything and make that part of it?
It's not for sale, so it's not even on the table.
I'm sorry?
It's not for sale, so it's not even on the table.
Oh, but if
Why
it would
we
come
look
up
at
for
it?
sale or anything, or if you approach them or
We'll
anything?
worry about it when we
Okay,
get to
so-
that bridge.
Okay, if that would happen, well, it could be possible to do that. Because that would be perfect, you know, to do that. So,
There's a lot of cement in that building.
what's that?
There's a lot of cement in that building.
Yeah.
That wouldn't come down easy.
Yeah, anyway, I just am trying to reiterate the fact that we don't want anybody to spend a bunch of money, and it would be great to work together with everybody and try to come to some kind of a good agreement that would be good for everybody. So basically, that's all I got to say.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
Dennis, if next time, if you could, you know, get agenda items in by noon on Friday.
sorry?
If you can get agenda items in by noon on Friday, would be best. That
Oh.
way we send out the agenda.
I understand. I was out of state, though. I couldn't do it.
Well, that's why we put you on there.
I understand.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yep. Oh, by the way, I was asking Don Charging if he knew who flew the first American flag over the city of Washburn. Does anybody know that?
I don't think you talked to Don Charging.
It was a Native American from Fort Berthold that drove down here with the buckboard.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Cool. Okay, where are we at? Eric?
Eric.
Good evening, everybody. I sent out the written report on Friday, and just wanted to talk through that real quick with you guys. The drainage improvements project, we got the survey work done last week, and we're working on the map figures and the cost estimates for those 3 options we talked about for the drainage improvements on the north side of town. Street improvements, the geotechnical work that we're doing, they got the bores done. Talked to Adam, didn't have any problems with hitting any water mains or nothing like that. So that was good. Always good news. In talking to material testing services, it'll be about 3 weeks before we get that report. So as soon as I get that, I'll forward that on to the city.
Okay.
FEMA grants, I'm still working with one other person in my office to get that request in for additional grant funding through FEMA, which we're hopeful on with the bigger budgets that they have this year for grants. And then the Main Avenue project, Larry had met with one of the employees from Weiss & Sons to look at that slope on Main Avenue. You know, we had the one punch list item where the slope was a little bit, wasn't smooth, that we were looking at possibly fixing, but with the grass looking as good as it is, we're just going to reseed the bare spots that we have, and that's what they're going to do, and hopefully this week they'll get that done.
They're gonna fix that slope too, though. I mean, that one area, just that one area on the bottom.
And they're not going to tear it up, though.
No.
They're just going to rake it and shovel it.
They're just gonna finish it off, and they're actually talking about, like 10 feet, from the sidewalk on both sides of the road, so, or from the curb on that side, and then reseeding like 10 feet.
Yeah, reseed those spots are a little bare. It came in pretty well this year, so that's good, and hopefully it only gets thicker. So that's all the news I have to report to you guys, unless you have any questions for me.
I don't think so.
Okay.
No, I got nothing. Okay.
All right.
Anything for Eric? Okay.
Okay, thank you guys.
Thank you. Portfolios, Colin?
I got none.
Do you want to talk about Red River Valley project or anything, or?
Oh, yeah, I guess we can bring that up. We had a meeting, was that last week?
Yeah,
Last
a week
week,
ago.
Red River Valley Water Supply met with us, I guess, to discuss the possibility of hooking up to them for our water intake versus putting in our own. Like I say, this project is a few years out. If it'll ever come to fruition, I don't know.
Everything's negotiation.
Intake's going in, yeah, but again, it's in the negotiation stages, so it's just something we're gonna look at, investigate if it's even an option. We don't know.
It could possibly be beneficial, it could possibly cost a way lot more.
Right.
But, look into it, what the heck, right? So, okay, is that it?
That's all I got.
Mr. Mike?
We talked about the floor. We're thinking that we want to look into working on the bathrooms a little bit and start to make sure everything's handicapped up to date and stuff, if we can do small improvements, but that's just talking about right now, so we got to work through that.
Okay.
And I'll let you talk about the employee or an application for janitor.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Yeah, we have a application for our part-time janitor, and we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow night with that person.
Okay.
So we might have to call a meeting if we want to hurry up or hurry it along, or
If we have to, we will. Because our next meeting is
12th.
a couple weeks away.
right,
And 4th of July is this weekend, so.
right. It might depend on what we hear tomorrow, but
Okay.
if not, we'll have it at the next meeting. to hire, if it sounds good.
Sure. Anything else?
No.
Okay, we're still talking with, the State Highway Department on the lights on the highway for that Otter Tail thing. It's kind of looking like we might actually own those lights up there, but I need clarification on it. So, we'll see. Talked to them again today. He's gonna be doing a little more research, so.
Is that also the lights that go down 200A on?
They're the ones by, the end of Main out there. There's like 4 of them there. Those are ours. They gave them to us.
And the ones that go north, right? On the end of Main, is that the ones you're talking about? On 200A?
Yeah, it's where 200A and Main, there's like 4 lights there or something. Yeah, those lights, those are ours.
But the new ones they put in aren't ours though, right?
Well, see, that, you're talking about up on
Yep.
83.
Right.
That's
ours.
another thing we're talking about. I told
Okay,
him, I
okay.
said, yeah, I don't think that we should have to cover those. Those should be yours.
Okay.
Because we didn't ask them to put those in. And I don't think we signed anything on them putting those in, so. But I'm still working on that. Loader update, our Volvo is gone, left on Friday, actually left on Saturday. The latest update I got was, we will not have it this month. Of course, this month's almost over, and we'll get an update the first part of July. Is what it is. Okay.
Speaking of loader, you ready to hang on that invoice, that bill? Nobody called me back, so
I wouldn't pay it.
Yep, I'm gonna sit on it until somebody calls me.
Right. We are gonna be charged a bill for it to be the mileage from here to Bismarck. It just is what it is. So it's like $240.
Just to Bismarck though?
Yep.
Because they don't have a shop there, so.
Just to Bismarck.
Okay,
Yep.
just so they don't charge us going
Just the
farther.
40 miles.
Okay.
Yep. So, okay. Adam, anything on the Unimog?
Actually, yeah. I think they found the parts, but they don't have a wiring diagram. I've been looking for one online, but it's from.
We don't have one in one of our things.
Something I know.
We got the disc, right? Or
We had a disc, but it's like a promotional.
we're supposed to have complete discs.
It was in that folder.
All right. So what does that mean? Don't know?
I'll keep looking. So, yeah. I guess it's pretty hard on their end. Everything's in German, so they've been having a hard time finding stuff on their end as well, so.
So if they got the part, why do they need the wiring diagram? If they found the part, identified the part, they should know where that's at.
Yeah.
I'm just asking, I don't know.
All depends on if plug-in is in one piece or
Yeah.
everything's.
I guess I don't know exactly what part, or what it looks like, so I don't know how many wires are coming out there.
Is that over at Interstate Power?
It's at, Interstate Power System.
Okay, because I stopped at I-State and they said, no,
They
it wasn't here.
transferred it, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they did?
Okay. Because they consider it an off-road vehicle, which they don't cover, so.
Okay. All right. So, let me copy this. Wilton put a nice notice in the paper in their legal section about every owner of any tree overhanging any street, sidewalk, or alley within the city shall trim the branches so that such branches shall not obstruct the light from a street light or obstruct the view of any street intersection. Clear sight, visible 20 feet, must be maintained, traffic control sign. And so those will be a clear space of 8 feet above the surface of the street, sidewalk, or alley. It's basically telling people to clean up their stuff, otherwise the city will do it and the costs will be assessed to them. I think this would be good for us to do also. We could do it on the paper and then Facebook or wherever else we put that stuff. We would need some kind of a deadline theirs is July 31st. But I think we should do something. What does everybody think?
It's a good idea, but if it doesn't get, if we put that out there and people don't comply, are we in a position to do that? Are we gonna hire somebody to do it? You know,
Well-
I don't think with the people we have now, you know, with everything you got going, are gonna have the time to go around and doing all this other stuff.
Well, we would have to hire it done and
Yeah.
assess it to their properties, or assess it to them.
So, I mean, if that's what we're gonna do, that's fine.
Yeah,
Just
well, I
for
don't think our guys have time
clarification,
either. Yeah, I don't think we have time.
Or equipment to get tall enough to
Right,
do that.
Right. But I think we need to do this. I mean, the alleys are terrible, the streets are terrible. I mean, there's a lot of stuff needs to be trimmed up. Before I make a motion, do we have a deadline?
August 15th.
I was thinking September, because by the time we get this rolling and in the paper and look at everything and get notices out, you know, it's for snow removal, I'm hoping, is what we're trying to hit.
Well, it's for snow removal, it's for everything. I
Yep.
mean, it's for street sweeping also. I mean, you know, the
Right.
branch hits and breaks out a windshield, you know.
Right.
So, September 1st, maybe?
Yeah, something like that.
September 1st?
I mean, we gotta have enough time so
Right.
that something can be done afterward.
Yeah,
so we can get somebody
to do it. But we need to have give people a little bit of time to get it done too.
Yeah.
So, so how long do we want to put it in the paper for? Say, let's see. Yeah, that's only like 2 months away.
Put it in for
I would say
2 or 3 weeks.
I would say put it in for a couple of weeks in July and a couple of weeks in August. How would that be?
Yeah.
Okay, I will make a motion.
I still question the, no, go ahead.
Go ahead. I'll make a motion that we put the ad in the paper and wherever else, and then you'll have until September 1st, and we'll do 2 weeks in July, 2 weeks in August. That's my motion.
Second that.
Okay, what were you gonna say?
Well, I just question, to be able to get through to people, because, again, I think I speak for a lot of people, and most people don't get the paper. So, where are they gonna read this? How are they gonna get the information?
Coffee shop uptown.
Well,
I mean, I don't know, I'm just throwing out there, I don't know if it was here or years ago somewhere, they used to do these little A-frame, like billboards in
We could
the
do,
middle of a street or something, where people can see this. I'm just throwing an idea out there.
We could get some kind of a board somewhere to put notices on. That would be a bad idea.
We could put it in the middle by the post office, because...
We're not putting it in the middle of the street.
Well, off to the side or something in that area? Is there a
But you
billboard?
could take that lettering, writing, and put it on the board at the post office. You can put
We
it
could
on
do
the
that,
board
yeah.
right out here.
Yeah.
You can put it on the board at Krause's,
Yes, absolutely.
gas stations.
We can post it around town, exactly,
And-
good idea.
Well, that's not working.
Yeah, I heard it's not working.
And I mean, everyone likes to go look on Facebook and
Yeah.
complain there, so they can go
Right.
see that on there too.
Okay. Okay. Anything else? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Yes. Pass it now. Oh, good God.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing. What?
Did you ever, remember the ad in the paper, did you ever have them redo all the spelling?
Yes,
Okay.
they said they'd take care of it, right? This here is down by east of the water plant. It's kind of like that strip there where the end of the house is. And you know what happens every time it rains? All the dirt comes up and goes right across and covers the road. There's actually a dedicated street there. That's why the curb is short. So I was thinking, and of course everybody drives in there when it's muddy, of course. So I was thinking, if it's okay with everybody, I would donate my time and I would haul dirt in there from across the highway. And then we might have to put some boards across so it doesn't wash till the grass grows in. And then maybe people quit driving on it.
This is where now?
East of the water plant on First Avenue. You know where Mulberg lives?
Yep.
Keep going that way till the end of the houses on the left side of the
Oh,
road.
is that where the big pile of gravel is now?
Well, big pile of gravel's over here. This
Okay.
is
Okay.
this is along the pavement.
Okay. Speaking of that, who dumped the pile of gravel there? Is that us or is that somebody else?
Somebody was going to gravel it, and I recommended that they don't.
No.
Not without talking to the city.
Yeah.
So, but I will, if everybody's fine with that, I'll just donate my time and we'll get this filled in. And because every time it rains across this road, and Adam, you know that, it's just an absolute nightmare.
Are we gonna put up a sign to stop people from, even with the new dirt?
We'll put up some barricades, you know,
So we do
so-
something to stop it somehow.
Yeah, we'll put on some barricades.
Yeah, or stakes or something, because that's
Right.
the biggest problem.
Yeah.
Even if it's filled in, they're still gonna go running through there.
Right.
Going to go around it?
Yep.
Then, you know, people are, I don't
Well, I think they go here because the curb's cut out too.
know.
But,
I know. But if everybody's okay with that, I'll just volunteer my time sometime in the next month or so and get that done.
Larry, I have a question about that pile of dirt. Shouldn't that be coned?
Well, first of all, that's not a road.
Well, I know, but whoever put it there,
Yeah.
and just the liability of somebody running.
Well, it's railroad property.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't know.
You know.
I was asked if the park board put it there, and it's like, no, we didn't put it there.
Yeah. I might have an idea who put it there, but I don't know for sure.
Sure.
I can talk to them. So,
I was just,
I think it's gravel, isn't it?
it's gravel. First, somebody thought it was black dirt. but it's-
This black dirt would be gone. Somebody could steal it. I'll try and find out. Okay. So I also think, you know, with Dennis having his thing this morning, I think we should, I think we have a policy, but we should reiterate our policy that agenda items are due by noon on Friday. And then people should also tell us what it's about. You know, not just so and so. You know, what are they coming for? In case we need to do a little research and stuff on stuff before the meetings. So I'll make a motion that we update our policy to agenda items are due at noon on Friday unless there's an emergency, and then, you know, then it can be added.
I'll second that.
Discussion.
Is that already listed on there or not?
We tried to find it. We couldn't find.
I couldn't find, well, I had Erica looking back through there. We tried looking through old agendas. I couldn't find anything on it. I just know that I was told from the day that I started that anything that was to be on the agenda was supposed to be in by noon on Friday.
Right. But we couldn't find it, so we're gonna just reiterate that that's what it is, our policy, so.
The Friday before the commission meeting.
Right. Any other? Colin?
Aye.
Aye.
Yes. Yes, okay. City personnel?
Just budget items, if they could be in, sooner than later, just so I can really start working on that. I am going to change this kind of now. I will be gone Thursday and Friday before our commission meeting on the 12th, so I will need agenda items by noon that Wednesday.
I guess it's up to our deputy auditor.
Unless anything else, needs to come in, I can get added. But if, for the most part, from you guys, if I can have everything by Wednesday.
Right. Any comment on that, or is that just for our information?
That was just your information that you wanted, so I included it for all of you to have.
Got it. Okay.
Unless you want me to talk about it.
No. Adam?
Nothing really, except for, on the same idea of the budget for next year. We want to have a discussion about what equipment we want to switch out. Like, I know we've been talking about the dump truck. Wouldn't hurt to have a different Bobcat. But, I mean, we don't have to do that here, obviously, but
Well,
just any time.
get your list together of things you might think, and then, you know, we can get together and talk about it, so.
And get a price maybe.
Depends on what it is, but yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, something like a Bobcat.
Yeah.
So we could look at that.
I mean, we do need to update, you know, once in a while. I mean, I know that tractor works good, that big green tractor, but that's, yeah, that's been a long time.
Speaking of equipment, what about how much tar we got left? Are we gonna crack sealing? I mean, as far as, is that pump still working, or do we need to do something there?
It's still working technically.
But are we wasting more time than, you know, the cost benefit we gotta look at if we're, you know, for the price of a pump, if we need one, you know?
What are they, like $600 or $800?
To catch everybody up, the tar pump is not working properly. It pumps way too slow. It also is pretty old. But there's been talks about switching to hot tar next year, so you don't necessarily want to buy a new pump and then use it for 12 barrels and then it's done.
The thing about hot tar is, though, we gotta find a distributor.
And other people to work.
And that's the hard part, is finding a distributor.
And if we just wait on a pump, and then next year comes, and pretty soon we're sitting here without a pump, and we're in the same position again.
Right, I don't think those pumps are that expensive.
The pump itself, the whole assembly is like $3,000.
The whole assembly. Can't you buy just the pump?
Well, the motor itself, it's got holes in the gas tank and it's,
Oh, that, yeah. I thought it was just the pump. Because the pump's like $600. Well, the last time it was, I don't know.
yeah, I don't remember. We switched it out a couple times, but, it's never worked the same since the first one. But.
Can you, where do we get them through, do you know?
The pump itself or the whole unit?
The whole unit, where do we?
From Uline, the same people who get our tar. I was told that they also have, ones that are pumpless that use air pressure.
But do we have air, then we gotta pull the compressor on too.
Yeah.
Don't we blow out everything before we put it down anyway?
The cracks, right.
Yeah. So your compressor's out anyway, but.
Yeah, but we do it at different times.
But then
Oh.
and I'm just looking too, then you're running that compressor, you know, wear and tear on that thing also.
I think also, it has been in rough shape in the past. It's working fine now, but.
We'll get some prices.
Nope.
See what they are, so.
Are we gonna put another pickup on the agenda for replacing next year?
Probably.
Okay.
I know we talked about it a couple years ago, the roof here, putting a little money away for that if we have to put a new roof on, but I think it's sealed up right now that we've had done, so it's just something that.
Well, we'll have to look at it.
Talk about it, to put it in a budget if we wanted to put some money away for that.
Well, I'm just gonna reiterate, I think that's what Chelsea was talking about, so between now and the next meeting.
Yep.
Make your lists, you know, get
Right.
some information, prices, documents, whatever, so.
Yeah, I don't wanna get into a big
So we don't
discussion
have to,
tonight.
you know, get to the, you know, next meeting and have to find all this information then. so.
Right. Anything else, Adam? Erica? Okay. Anybody else have anything? Mark, you had sent some pictures?
Yeah, I'll come to the next meeting, but the city came after I came and they scraped it down, which was great. But then it wasn't packed and then the next rain came and just washed it all out.
Right. Well, you know, the thing is, it's an emergency trail. Is it drivable right now?
Not with a car, pickup.
Okay.
If, you can see the ruts are
I saw
16 inches wide,
Right.
almost a foot deep.
We'll have to look at it. I'll try and do that tomorrow.
But
But
it's
But the thing is, you know, our guys are so busy, it's not top priority. I just wanted to address it since I
Right,
got the picture.
yeah.
So.
You know, like, I was here a couple of years ago and talked about how for 10+ years I took care of that myself. And I was told by the commission to stop taking care of it.
Yep.
You guys would take care of it. So
Yep, well, it's like
bring it
everything.
to your attention when it washes.
Yeah.
Because I did that for years. I'd go
Yeah.
down my skid steer and scrape up
Right.
all the gravel and put it back, pack it down,
Right.
and that was an every year occurrence. Marv Stroh brought me a dump trailer of the crushed concrete when they were cleaning up over at the Legion parking lot. That was dumped at the top. That is still sitting there. That hadn't washed. And that's why I brought up, you guys have that, some of that crushed concrete and some other mix.
I didn't know he had put one up there, so.
Well, it was donated by the Legion. So
Yeah.
Marv, he dumped it and then I just spread it out,
Oh, okay. Okay.
so.
Well,
and
I'll
then-
take a look at it, and, but like I said, it's not top priority, because it's an emergency trail.
Right, yeah.
You know, and by looking at those pictures, I think someone could get through it, so,
I invite you to come down and.
I'll go back down there tomorrow and look at it, so.
But another thing is that Third Avenue or Third Street, my street that goes by my
Yeah.
house. You know, I put that crushed concrete down 2 years ago, and the city hasn't came down and maintained that at all.
Okay,
It's been 2 years.
okay. We can take a look at that too. Okay. Anybody else? Okay, next meeting, July 12th. Have your budget items ready? Meeting adjourned.